What's in a name? A rose by any other name would still smell as sweet. Or so Shakespeare says. Why should we trust that guy? He only wrote like a couple plays, blah, 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 changed literature forever. Okay. But for real, what's in a name? When it comes to books, does it matter the name of the book? The names of the characters? Do those influence you on whether you actually want to read that book? Let's talk about it. So first, let's talk about character names. Those can get a little bit controversial, a little dicey. I, for one, have been tempted on occasion to not finish a book because of character names that annoyed me. In particular, let's talk about one of the most famous pairings of interesting character names. Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us. We have Lily Bloom, which the character does acknowledge that her name is weird. Okay. But then she goes on to open a flower shop. So I don't think we're really doing anything super exciting or ironic with the name Lily Bloom. And then we have the man in this book, our male main character, Ryle. R-Y-L-E. Okay. It's like Colleen could not decide between naming him Ryan or Kyle and put them together. Kind of how Bella named her child Renesmee for Renee and Esme. Not realizing that those two names sound better separate. Anyway, so Lily Bloom loves flowers. And then Ryle. I guess not a great name, not a great guy. All right. That bothered me. I almost did not read that book because of their names. But I was assured by other readers of it that the book was so good it didn't matter. To those readers, I say, it did matter. It mattered a lot. Next book that bothered me for the names was God of Malice by Rena Kent. A lot of people love that book. It's all over Book Talk. A lot of people have made it their whole Book Talk personality. Good for you. You liked it. Awesome. Carry on. Oh boy. So our female main character's name is Glendon. Glyndon. I almost stopped reading when I saw her name. I'm not going to lie. But I thought, okay, well, this book takes place in England or the UK. So, different countries, different cultures, different names. So I just kind of rolled on with that. Then they start calling her Glenn, which in my mind is Glenn, which is typically a guy's first name, like Glenn Powell. But anyway, carrying on, the male main character's name is Killian. Okay, that's a name, that's fine. What became a problem to me was his nickname was Kill, Kill, okay? But this character has sociopathic tendencies, is a sociopath, and he and the people around him are constantly worried he's going to actually kill someone. So we have on the nose named this character Kill and made his personality where he might kill someone. Killian, meet Lily Bloom. Okay, those are two that come to my mind for characters in books that I just almost didn't finish them, almost didn't read them at all because of the names. I might be a little nitpicky. You let me know in the comments below if you feel a certain type of way about character names. I myself, as an author, am very particular about the names of my characters. So it helps that I have written books that retell old books. So ideally I'm using names that are not controversial, not weird or foreshadowy about the characters themselves, or too on the nose, too silly, etc. My only complaint about names in old books is they just repeat the same names over and over again. A lot of Elizabeths, a lot of Catherines, a lot of Williams, Johns, etc. Blah, blah, blah. But at least those are fairly traditional, unproblematic names. They just happen a lot. Wuthering Heights, I'm looking at you. You did not need to use so many Catherines. That is confusing. It's 2 different people named Catherine. Stop. So, character names aside, what about book titles? Do you pick a book because it has an interesting title? Have you not read a book because the title puts you off? Is there a book that you read and you saw the title inside the book and you were like, they did the thing? That brings me joy. Or was it a book with a title that after you read it you thought, I don't know why they titled it that. That doesn't make sense what the book is about. Or a book you were reading and at first you were like, I don't really think this title goes with this book. And then you got towards the end and you were like, there it is. That's why it's called that. That's kind of a fun moment. With my books, I kind of did a play on the original titles. So my Wuthering Heights retelling is Wuthering Hearts. My Frankenstein retelling is Frankenstein's Bride, which kind of does 2 jobs of playing off of Frankenstein and the character of Frankenstein's Bride from old Hollywood movies. And my next one is Pride and Pressure for Pride and Prejudice. That's been kind of fun for me. And personally, I don't think there's ever been a book that I didn't read because of the title. There have been books that I read because of the title, however. So, between character names, book title names, I'm kind of a bit of a name snob. I'm not going to lie to you. Not ashamed about it. Everyone has their own things when it comes to books. Names are mine. A book I read recently, the 2 main characters had names that both ended in X, which kind of bothered me, but I really liked the author and it was a really good book, so I just let it go. But that's just me. I'm very particular about names and characters in books and things like that. So, do names of things matter? Do they bother you? Do they influence you to read something you might not have read? Do they turn you off? Have you ever not finished a book because the character names just irked you a little too much? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Happy reading!